wanted to make a video going over the external inputs of the Sony television. This would be for opening or closing those inputs, or putting them in an auto detect situation where when we hit our input button on our remote, you'll see that some of these inputs are grayed out. HDMI 1 and 2 are, and HDMI 3 and 4 have a little arrow to the right of them saying that, hey, something is connected, and screen mirroring is opened also. On our remote control, you're going to be using your Sony TV remote. You're going to be using the home button and then these arrows right here and that little cross in the center for enter. The way we do this is we would hit our home button and then we're going to arrow all the way down to settings. Just keep arrowing down until it won't go any further, and you're going to look for that gear for settings. So we're going to hit the cross to accept that. And then we're going to arrow down to external inputs. We're going to want to select external inputs there. Now here we're going to want to go into manage inputs. So we will select that. And then in manage inputs, this is where we change the settings. We either open or hide these inputs. As you notice right now, it says channels hide. I've hidden the tuner. If your channels are hidden, this will not allow you to select the tuner if you have an off-air antenna or something connected to the tuner input of the television. And your channel keys, channel plus and minus on the remote control will not work because the RF tuner, the tuner input, has been locked out on the television. The way we open that, or open any of these inputs, is we go to the input that we want, we select channels, and then you'll see it'll say hide, so select that again, and now it's going to give us our option of either show or hide. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to select show. The way we get back is we hit the back button on the remote control. So we'll go back, and now we'll check HDMI 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll notice that they say show auto disable. What that basically means is if you don't have something connected to that input, it's not going to show it in your input menu. That is selected for all the HDMI inputs and the video input there. They do not give us that option for screen mirroring or the channels, the tuner. So that one, if you want to hide it or whichever, you'd have to open or close it yourself instead of auto disable it. The other thing I'll show you here too is when you're in some of these inputs like HDMI 1, 2, I'll just select one of those up for example. Under display there's the word label. So you can also label them to say something specifically. Let's say HDMI 1, you connected up your cable box to it. You could make it say cable as its label instead of HDMI 1. You can also make that a custom word. So if you selected custom, now it's going to say enter label, and now you have your keyboard here to punch in whatever you want specifically. I'm going to hit back and get out of that. I'll leave that at cable so I can show you that example. And now I'm getting out of all this by just continuously, repeatedly hitting the back button. And then I'm going to come up here, and now I'll go to our channel input since we selected channels again. Now, when I hit the input button on the Sony remote, you'll see our channels is listed again, and you'll see, bring that up again, and you'll see instead of saying HDMI 1, it says cable, third one down there. It's grayed out because I don't have something connected to it, but it does say cable instead of HDMI 1. So that's a video on showing your external inputs and how to open or close them or even label them. Any comments or suggestions, put them in the notes below and subscribe to us if you'd like. Thanks and have a great day.